Hello everybody, welcome to episode 22 of Tez Talks Q&A series 2. I've just been actually going through this because I've just made a really good new friend. That's who you met today, by the way. Yeah. So my son and her son and his son go to school together, and our kids have become best little friends. And I could tell straight off the bat that this couple were going to be a couple in our lives forever. And also because of this organic connection that our children have. And it was exciting. I had an excitement surrounding the fact that I had met these seemingly kindred spirits, and I could tell just from the way they parented and their communication with their son. She didn't wear any makeup. I don't wear any makeup. She was very down to earth. She had a similar birth to me. Our philosophy seemed so online. My husband and her husband seemed so similar. There was all these things that made me realize that, I think these guys are going to be really important people in our lives from now on. And that was, we met them 5 weeks ago, and we've been hanging out almost every day. So this was coming up for me. I wanted to get to know her. I wanted to know everything about her, and I wanted to hear about her philosophies on life and her experiences. And I just 2 days ago, so like 5 weeks into this friendship, was when I really started to open up and share with her some of the crazier parts of my past and some of my darker moments, and she was so open and receptive and loved it, and we were connecting and getting deeper, and then she was sharing parts of her life, and it was so beautiful. But I was very patient with the process. I let us just slowly build on things that we connected over. There were a lot of weird coincidences, things that we had in our house that they had in their house. My husband and her they used to work in a pizza shop together when they were teenagers. So many things like that we were like, whoa, this is universal. This is otherworldly, this kind of connection. And I am the type of person that would just, when I meet a new friend, I'll just verbal diarrhea everything out and be like, oh my God, let's be best friends. I've done that before and it hasn't worked. It's like you share too much too quickly, and then you don't have anywhere to go, anywhere to learn and connect and grow closer. So this was such an important connection for me and an important friendship that I was building, especially because of just this very organic way that our children interact together, that I just sat and was present, and I didn't have an agenda of the things I wanted to share or the stories I wanted to tell her to get deeper and closer. I just sat and listened to her. And then some days we wouldn't even get deep. It'd just be about kind of the kids and play dates and stuff. And then it was slowly was building this foundation. And for me, that is the fabric of a long-lasting friendship, is building this foundation in a slow way. And also just being trusting in it. You can feel it in your gut. You can feel it in your body when something feels right, when there is this sort of dynamic between the two of you that feels easy, that there is a flow with conversation. You can feel like you can be your most comfortable, vulnerable self, and the space is safe and inviting. So I definitely have met those people where you think it's going to be a certain way and you kind of connect, and you realize that you have some very different philosophies or very different ways of being, and then that's what that is, and you don't really go much deeper than that. But for those friends that you surround yourself with, and you have that feeling, that knowing sensation that this could be something quite beautiful, then you have to be so brave and just kind of jump in and I always just use the word like being in flow with the energy of that communication between you, and just let it unravel the way it will, without pushing it or forcing it or thinking, I'm going to tell them about this today, or I'm going to tell. Just sit and be present, and all those things will come, and then it will feel very authentic. So thank you for that question, because it's a good question. So that's kind of how I have been doing it, and it's nice because I'm doing that right now. I'm developing this wonderful friendship as we speak. So it was a very timely question, so thank you. For me, in terms of like business, I always want to be participating. If I'm starting a business or thinking about ways in which I can use my passion to make money in my life, I definitely read a lot of books, and I go and find people who have done that same thing. So I have a lot of girlfriends who are very passionate about the wellness industry, who are actually using their expertise to make a living. My friend Gemma Pranita, she's this incredible, she's a photographer, and she actually shot my newborn pictures, my pregnancy pictures, and my wedding pictures. And now it's beautiful to see she's moved from being an actor into this incredible photographer who's getting paid money, and she's blogging, and she's doing so well. So I typically go and seek out people like that and pick their brains, and for me it's always about like, how do you keep your integrity and your spirit whilst also being okay with the fact that everyone needs to make money and everyone needs to make a living, and how do you combine those two things, your passion, everything you love, and then trying to make a living. Right now, I haven't made any money on any of my websites ever. It's just been an output. But in the future, I'm excited to do ebooks and my own private labels and start to act a little less and move more into this world. And so I've been reading a lot of books, actually. I have some of them written down. There's this one called Conscious Business, How to Build Value Through Being Conscious. Okay, so it says, becoming a conscious company is your key to greater business success. So it's called Good to Great. Author Jim Collins shows how the most successful companies are the ones that strive for more than financial success, as they are motivated by higher values, which is where I sit. I could never be a business person. That's why, for instance, acting was really challenging for me before I started doing the blogging and doing some of the philanthropy work, because I was just making money and serving myself. I wasn't giving back to anyone else. And so this is what this whole book is about, and it's so beautiful. It says, how is it exactly that values could create a successful company? Many successful businesses are powered by conscious employees. They take responsibility for their actions and know how to communicate constructively without compromising their core values. So this is on my Blinkist app, which I always talk about. And it's all about being a business owner, but in a conscious and mindful way, so that you are making money and you are making opportunities for yourself, but you're doing it as a community, and you're being very inclusive of other people's needs, and it's just a mindful way of making money, which I think is a beautiful thing that a lot of people are excited about doing these days. Then there's another one called The Power of Less that I look at. Oh, this is by this amazing guy, Leo Babauta of Zen Habits. I just tweeted about him recently. I love his website so much. It's so beautiful. So he wrote this. The Power of Less introduces Leo Babauta's, I can't say very well, ideal of productive minimalism. His approach focuses mainly on the development of good habits as the key to long-term changes. And then it says, like, who should read this? Anyone interested in learning how to achieve more by working less. Anyone who wants to learn what productive minimalism could be like. Anyone who feels overwhelmed by their life. So I think this is great. And it gives you this beautiful foundation of knowledge, and also gives you the permission to go and seek opportunities for yourself which are rooted in something good and feel loving to you and feel compassionate to you and feel like you are giving back. So for me, this resonates because that's the kind of work I want to start segueing into. And I think if everyone at the core of their being has pure intentions when it comes to business, that we could actually really affect positive change in the world. So I would suggest that you go and find those books that make sense for you. Those are a couple of the ones, even The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, that completely correlates to just my mind and being clear and having space to pursue my other passions and interests and business ideas, because I have a clean, clear space. I have less stuff, and it just energetically opens up for me to receive more, which is really beautiful. So yeah, I would recommend that. Networking with the sorts of people who inspire you. It always has to feel really pure and authentic to you. The moment networking feels toxic or off is when you need to step back and put up a boundary and seek information and knowledge and connection elsewhere, because it's not going to serve you if you do that. I've been told to network so much in my career, and it never feels right until I have like a proper connection with the person, and I'm inspired by what it is that they're doing. So people like Christy Turlington inspire me. Amanda de Cadenet inspires me. She's someone who uses her profile to affect positive change, but she's still making money. Alicia Silverstone, she's created a business out of helping animals to stop suffering, because she's, you know, an advocate for animal rights and veganism and things like that. Like, I am inspired by those kinds of people. So find out who inspires you, and then move towards those people in that place. Get those books, do that research, and I think when you have pure intentions, good things come your way. I have like a minute to tell you my creepiest story. Okay, creepy story. Someone came into my house and told me that there was a spirit in my house. Wasn't the first person to tell me. My cleaning lady, Angelica, who's actually here now, she told me that she felt that there was a presence in the house. I had another friend tell me that they thought there was a presence in this house. And then I remember telling my husband about it. It was in the middle of the night, and I was like, look, everyone's saying there's a presence, and they said it was in the bedroom. And Mark, who's such a skeptic, was like, there's no such thing as ghosts. Straight out of a horror film. The mirror on our wall, right at that moment, starts like slowly scraping down our wall. And like through the darkness, Mark and I are just staring at it. And it's like, and then all of a sudden, it just smashes into thousands of pieces. It makes the loudest noise ever. My baby starts screaming. He was like 4 months old at the time. And I turned to Mark and I was like, you made the ghost angry. You told him he didn't exist. And now look at what he's gone and done. And we had to like clean up shards of glass everywhere. And it literally was sliding down on its own. And there's been weird, creepy noises since then. So I have more stories, but I'm out of time. So that was really weird and scary. Okay, thanks for the question. Random and awesome. Okay, bye guys.